everybody, welcome to today's training. This is going to be a really short workshop, less than 15 minutes. And my hope for you is at the end of this, you're going to be a lot more clear. I know that you have probably signed up because you're thinking about switching your job or getting into a new career. Maybe you've been applying and you're not getting there. And this is going to really help you because guess what? Our tendency is to dive headfirst into resume creation. We are going to send it to our friends, we're going to make edits. And before we do that, we need a lot more clarity on what we actually want, right? You're here because you're looking for something transformational. You don't just want to do more of the same. And so I have broken it down into 3 really easy steps for you. So in your inbox or on the launch page, you're going to see this career guide, right? And it's a really simple guide. It is here to help you unlock possibilities, and you're going to decide powerfully about what you want, right? And so the 3 steps are you're going to assess your current situation. You are then going to figure out what your ideal work environment looks like, and you're going to take a quiz, which I think is really fun. And then we are going to craft your plan going forward. And here's the thing, it's so important to have strategy in place, to have clarity in place before you go ahead and you take all of that time consuming action. And sometimes I would say for the most part, we get into action because we're scared to take those big steps, right? And I'm going to walk you through all of this. All right. So I'm going to just quickly intro myself as well. Again, my name is Prerika Agarwal. I have spent 20 years in the corporate world. I was in management consulting, particularly around digital transformation, and I have worked in all the industries. And then a couple of years ago, I decided to leave my full-time executive role and really focus on helping women and BIPOC feel empowered in their careers, right? I really do think that your career can be a source of joy and create light, and it should be something where you feel like you deserve it. So let's start with assessing your current situation, right? And the workbook is going to walk you through all the steps, but I want you to really think about how good are you feeling? How satisfied are you where you are? And then I want you to dive into why that may be, right? So you're going to evaluate on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being the lowest level of satisfaction, 10 being the highest. And then I want you to think about what is bringing you joy and what you're liking about your role, and what are the things that you don't like, right? It's really important to know this so that as we craft our ideal career, you're clear on what you want. The next thing I want you to do is think about areas for personal growth and development. And so what I mean by that is if you think into the future about what you want, what's ideal for you, what is the gap between where you are right now and where you want to be, right? What are those opportunities? Maybe there is some training that you wanted to take. Maybe you know you want to be a better leader. Maybe you know that you want to create more content. Maybe you want to be amazing at presentations. And so I really want you to think about what are those areas that you're amazing at and what are things that are areas for growth and development. And then I also want you to take that forward and think about areas that you want to be bringing into your next role or career. Okay, part 2. So when we're thinking about work and careers, it's not just about us fitting in somewhere, right? This should not be a case of I need to fit in and fit the mold. I want you to think about what is ideal for you. I want you to be in a place where you're going to flourish, you're going to do really well, and you're going to enjoy what you're doing, right? And so you're going to take this assessment. And so I really want you to think about where are you currently with work-life balance? Is work taking up all your time? Are you working after hours? Are you consumed with work? Are you feeling run down, tired, or are you balanced? Right? And then I want you to think about your lifestyle, the things that are important to you. Maybe it's fitness, family, social life, travel. How is that fitting in where you want to be? So you're going to just evaluate that and put this all in the workbook. Okay. Next is think about your ideal career. What is the type of work? What's the impact you want to have? And what does that look like? And this is a place where I'm losing my voice here, where I want you to be unreasonable, right? I don't want you to think about, okay, I have this type of schooling or experience and certification. I want you to just think about the ideal situation, and then we can work backwards from that. Okay. And then you are going to take this amazing work environment quiz. This is a really fun quiz. It should take you just a couple of minutes to answer these 10 questions. And then you can go through and take a look at the results, right? And it'll give you an answer key. A's means X, B's means this, C's, D's. And this is really to give you an idea and more clarity about what type of environment would best support you. Because again, here is the thing. A lot of the clients that I work with, now I've worked with hundreds of clients. I think the number is over 400 at this point, between group and in one-on-one coaching, right? And a lot of them are just their current culture of where they are, it's just not a fit, right? And so you want to make sure again that you're working in a place that's going to bring out your best self, that's going to make you feel energized, and that's going to help you grow in your career. If you're dreading every single Monday, if you don't like your leadership, right, that's not going to be conducive to creating the career that you want. And something else that I want to say is a lot of people think if you're in a particular industry, that's just how it is. But the truth of the matter is there's thousands and thousands of companies and organizations, so many different teams and leadership styles that you will find the right fit, right? But before you go out there and before you start applying and working on your resume, you need to figure out what that is so that you can communicate that clearly throughout the job search process. Okay, so you're gonna get a lay of the land, you're gonna assess where you are. That's step one. You are going to take the ideal work environment quiz and do some brainstorming around that. And then we want to craft a plan going forward for your career, because I know that a lot of you might be stuck in inaction. And so what I mean by that is maybe you've been weighing on leaving for a long time, but you just haven't left, right? Or maybe you've dabbled, you're applying here and there, but you just haven't moved forward. And so we need a really strong plan. And so I want to tell you, and I want to share some stories of some clients that have gone through this process, because this is really your introduction. This is going to set your career search ablaze. It's really going to create momentum if you do these 3 steps. And really, you should be able to fill out the workbook, do these exercises in one night, right? This is how it was designed. Maybe 30 minutes, 1 hour, sit down somewhere, grab your cup of coffee, journal, and just work into this before you go out there and take action. And so I've had some really amazing clients, but a lot of them, right, didn't have that clarity. And so I had one of my very first clients that I had, her name was Ranjana. She came to me because she was in the nonprofit world, and she had been released from her role during COVID. She was having a lot of trouble finding the next step. And so we really went through one-on-one this 6-week process of figuring out what does she want, identifying her limiting beliefs and things that were holding her back. And what we found is that she just wasn't feeling confident in her ability. She felt like she needed 10 more certifications and all these other things to be good in her industry, to be good in her job. And once we were able to work through that and position her and figure out, okay, she's really good as a manager, she's really good at this as comms, we were able to find her the right fit within nonprofit. And she ended up getting an amazing job in a leadership role that was paying more. And she had been, at the job search for 6 months. Another client of mine was in accounting for her whole life, 10 years. And she really was not liking it. But she had her degree in accounting, that's what she knew. And she just couldn't figure out how to translate her skills, right? Or what she wanted. And we ended up helping her pivot into a consulting role. And so she got promoted twice in that consulting role. She was making a lot more money She had a goal to be able to travel and be able to work from anywhere. And so we got her all of those things on her list. But it was because she didn't just jump into, okay, let's work on your resume and LinkedIn. Okay. So now with those stories, final step here, your plan going forward, right? I want you to think about what it looks like if you stay in your job versus pursuing a new career path. And I don't just mean, pivoting. It could be staying in your industry, but somewhere else. Think about what that looks like. And then I also want you to get support. Think about what you need. Who are those people in your network, friends, family, a coach like myself? Who are those people that you're going to go to for feedback and input as you're crafting your plan? And I want you to think about and start researching these different paths that you're thinking about and getting into action and writing all of these things down. I literally want you to say step 1, 2, and 3 before you do anything. What does this look like? Okay. So I want you to now thank yourself for getting into such inspired action, signing up for this training. And again, my hope is through just this little bit of work that we've done here, just this 30 minutes or an hour that you spend going through these exercises, that it's going to give you such a deep idea of what you want to do next. It's going to give you clarity, because my hope for you is not that you spend endless hours applying. I want you to have a very streamlined, efficient process. And that's exactly what I teach in my paid longer 6-week program. And so you'll see at the end of your guide, it says join the program, and you can create your career by design, and you'll be receiving emails and things like that. And if you sign up during the training, you'll have special discounts because this is a highly discounted program right now. The price will be going up in the future. And every week we meet for 30 minutes to an hour for live coaching. You've got all the templates and materials, everything that you could need to create the career that you actually want and that you deserve. All right, friends. So thank you so much. Again, I'm Prerika, CEO of Inspiration Careers, and I am a career empowerment guide. And I really hope that this training was helpful. It's fast because I know a lot of you don't have time, and I want to hear from you. So at minimum, let's connect. You'll see links to connect with me on LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook. I want to get connected with you. I want to hear your feedback, and I want to know how things are going in the process. All right. Thank you.